was getting chatty today. Hey, Mitchell, we've been doing this 12 weeks. Thank you. Good afternoon, and welcome to my COVID-19 briefing for June 24th. I want to commend all the citizens of this community for flattening the curve in Anacortes, being involved in making sure your family and your neighbors are taken care of, and for reaching out to me to have discussions about difficult topics and the future of our community. We are Anacortes, we're resilient, and I'm deeply impressed by every person's compassion, dedication, and commitment to the well-being of this community. The last few challenging months are nothing like our community has ever seen. We have hard work ahead of us, and I'm committed to keeping you updated and engaged as we move forward together. Phase 2 has gotten us excited about getting back to work, connecting with our friends and our family, and seeing our businesses, retail, and restaurants open up again. We're ready and we're focused on reopening our economy by following the governor's Safe Start plan. We'll be able to move from one step closer to our normal interactions in our community and in our businesses. I'm heartened by the compassion in our community for those who have been affected or lost their lives to COVID-19. We did the work that kept the majority of us safe, and we stayed home. We've been successfully navigating the new COVID-19 reality, and in doing so, you have kept your family, neighbors, and community members safe. Thank you. The governor issued an order starting this Friday, June 26th, for all people in Washington to wear face coverings. The state health officer reports that science is clear. When we use face coverings, we limit the spread of droplets being passed to others when we talk, cough, or sneeze. Wearing a mask is one of the most effective things people can do to help prevent the spread of COVID-19. This correlation has been seen in other countries. If the majority of the population wears a mask, we will reduce the spread of COVID. This mandate is for when you're inside, in line to enter inside, or any place outdoors when 6 feet of distance is not possible. Those who are 5 years of age or under should not wear a mask. You can use a scarf, a bandana, or you can sew a mask or any facial covering you have access to. The state has issued this order as an important measure and a critical step as we reopen and restart our economy. We have been in phase 2 since June 5th. On Friday, we will have been in phase 2 for 3 weeks. There are several metrics which the governor and the state health department will evaluate applications for phase 3 for, as well as our eligibility to apply, all of which our county health department has been diligently tracking and recording in anticipation of this application. As of right now, we're meeting all the metrics by the state to move to phase 3. However, after discussions with the Skagit County Health Department, I feel it's important to indicate that the recent rate of new cases make it unlikely we will meet the governor's metrics by this Friday, the 26th. We may not be eligible to apply for phase 3 on Friday if our rates of infection continue at this rate or continue to rise. The Skagit County Board of Health will be meeting this Friday to discuss the next steps and what they will be for the county, and if we're eligible to apply to move to phase 3. As of right now, there are 5 counties in the state still in phase 1, 18 counties in phase 2, and 16 in phase 3. For the remainder of phase 2, the senior center, the museum, library, municipal court, and city hall remain closed to the public. I am working closely with each department head to develop a plan for their phase 3 reopening. During this unprecedented time, the response from our employees have been remarkable. The city has been flexible, creative, and dedicated and hardworking. Each facility has different needs and will open in a limited capacity in phase 3 as the governor is encouraging telework. We will transition back to full service in phase 4. Wearing a mask will be required in accordance with the governor's proclamation, and making an appointment will be highly encouraged to ensure that we'll be able to have physical distance, clean and sanitized areas, and ensure the safety of our visitors and our employees. We will post information regarding changes to hours and availability on the city's website and outside City Hall. City facilities will look slightly different when you return. There will be stickers to indicate proper physical distancing. There will be plexiglass shields and some new protocols for in-person services. City Hall will see a limited reopening, and the permit counter in the finance department and for all in-person services. The library and the museum will have limited in-person services, and we will see more reopening of park facilities in phase 3, as well as including playgrounds and games may begin on the ball fields. The Anacortes Municipal Court and the lobby of the Anacortes Police Department will also open in phase 3. The Anacortes Senior Activity Center will reopen in phase 4. Changes to our recreation, gathering, travel, and business will also happen as we move to phase 3. In our current phase, we are still limited and encouraged to stay home if possible. Some of our businesses are open, but gatherings of more than 5 are prohibited. Guidance has been issued for construction activities, real estate, agricultural and manufacturing operations, drive-in theaters, pet grooming, and personal services such as hair and nail salons. In phase 3, recreational facilities will open and outdoor recreation groups will increase to 50 or fewer people. Non-essential travel will fully resume and nearly all business activities will resume. We will see an increase in service at many of the industries listed in phase 2 as well. The governor has also issued guidance for non-religious weddings and funerals and memorial services, as well as updated information for faith-based organizations, which permit indoor capacity of 50% or 400 people, whatever's less. Phase 4 will be a full return to public interaction. We will reach this phase a minimum of 3 weeks after we enter phase 3, if we continue physical distancing and good hygiene practices. The city has been very proactive in addressing the potential shortfall of revenue due to the impact of the stay-at-home order and the COVID-19 pandemic. On Monday night, the City Council adopted a budget amendment that reduced the city's 2020 budget by over $1.6 million. Budget savings have been across the board in each department sharing the burden. We look closely to reduce costs in any way that will minimally impact services and would maintain the high level of service the residents of Anacortes deserve. $169,000 of these costs are in staff savings, much of which is coming through attrition in the Parks Department, where there are 3 vacancies, as well as canceling most seasonal staff hires this summer. Our management and full-time staff have pitched in to help during this summer. The council also approved a reduction of $679,000 in a road overlay program. The Public Works Department will still continue its annual plan to slurry seal neighborhoods and streets, with this year's work beginning July 13th. Streets to be done this year will mainly be near D Avenue in the center of the city. The Planning Department reduced its budget by $193,000, eliminating consulting contracting costs, and another $100,000 was removed from the budget that was allocated for consultants to develop an enhancement plan for South Commercial Avenue. Other areas of savings include $53,000 in training, $41,000 in deferred repairs and maintenance, $39,000 in tools, and $40,000 out of the library's book budget. We want to be open and transparent about the effects of COVID on our city's budget. We're being vigilant in monitoring revenue projects, and we will keep you up to date on how this will shape our upcoming budget process. Right now, we have begun working on other departments to update the capital facilities plan to identify the next 6 years of capital needs. The first 2 years, which will flow into the city's next biennial budget for 2021 and 2022. The next biennial budget is in its early stages of development. There is a great deal of uncertainty in the economy due to the unprecedented COVID-19, and we will be fiscally responsible in creating this year's budget and developing the next biennial budget. Today, though, we received our sales tax report for April. It came in at 70% of normal. This was higher than anticipated, and we're encouraged in the short term for our community's economic comeback. Our planning department is creating a guide for expanding our restaurants and our retail space onto the sidewalks. The guide will allow merchants to use the parklets in front of their businesses on Friday and Saturday nights. The parklets will arrive in August, and in the meantime, the planning department is working on a set of guidelines to be used while Commercial Avenue is closed for better use of the sidewalk area. The city planning director will discuss this plan with the city council on July 6th. Our planning department is also working to keep our planning commission moving the city's business forward. Each commissioner will receive a laptop in the next coming week that will allow them time to work on the Shoreline Master Program workshops virtually until we're able to have a public hearing. The city will be funding 16 businesses with a total of $160,000, and the agreements were sent out this week for signatures. The city would like to extend our thanks to the Committee of Anacortes Business Representatives who are involved in reviewing the grant applications. For your volunteerism and knowledge is greatly appreciated. Thank you, Bill French, Gina Davis, Andy Stewart, Warren Tessler, Dustin Johnson, Frank Jareski, and Meredith McElmoy for participating in the review process. Your commitment to this community is to be applauded. Thank you to all that have maintained good social distancing in our park amenities as we've reopened. The campground at Washington Park is back up and running at 2/3 capacity. We're evaluating the first few weeks of operation, and then we can discuss reopening the rest of the campsites. Our park staff is in conversation with the county health department on what they would like to see from us as we move forward. Our park and recreation team has come up with a summer program guide to help families plan for phase 3 recreational activities. Please check out these activities on the city's website. Fall soccer sign-up is about to begin, and that is our largest team sport in Anacortes. The Parks Department continues to move projects forward, including the Grandview Cemetery expansion, which requires a conditional use permit. This is scheduled to go before City Council on July 13th. Once the permit is approved, we can begin the bidding process for clearing and grading. The Depot Plaza restroom project is moving forward with Samara Engineering revised drawings for a custom CXT restroom unit that will include a sink for the farmers market. Once the drawings are complete and approved, we can look to going out to bid with a contractor to prepare the site. The city of Anacortes also has made the difficult decision to cancel the 4th of July town photo and patriotic parade. We were asked to do this by the Skagit County Health Department director. We will have a virtual town photo for this year to continue with our tradition. You can join by submitting your picture through a link on the city's website on the front page or the parks page. The software will then place your submitted photo on a backdrop at 5th and Commercial. We look forward to this new way to keep our fun tradition of our town photo alive. Please call the Parks Department if you have any questions. The photo you're looking at now, one of them is from the early 1900s, and the other is last year at 5th and Commercial. The community fireworks display has been postponed until it's safe for larger groups to gather. We will let you know when we'll be able to enjoy the fireworks together as a community. Later this year, we will celebrate our country's independence and our navigating of COVID-19. The Parks Department is also working on collaboration with the library and the museum to have activities for the family to do on the 4th of July. I will share more information on this as it comes out on our website and at my patriotic address next week. The 4th of July holiday is truly an important day to recognize on how important our independence is and share the pride of being an American here in this beautiful place we call home. Anacortes, please take this opportunity to put flags in your yard, have a barbecue with your family, enjoy your time together, and celebrate our country's Day of Independence. The museum has created a plan for reopening in Phase 3 and looks forward to seeing you again soon. The Carnegie Gallery will open the gallery for one person or one group at a time during normal hours. Please call the museum to get information on the new processes and restrictions. Transactions and research requests will be done by appointment and phone, and email customer service is encouraged whenever possible. The Maritime Heritage Center will also be open initially for one person or one group at a time during normal hours with restrictions. The W.T. Preston will not be open in Phase 3 due to the difficulty of maintaining social distancing in tight spaces and many handrails and surfaces that would require cleaning. Last week, the library began curbside pickup, as we now all can check out our new books. Curbside pickup hours are weekdays 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., with the book drop return hours Tuesdays and Fridays from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Please see the library's website for updates and details. Browse the website for new books, place yours on hold, and you can stop by and get new items delivered right to your car. This week, continuing together, we discover series. The library please join the library for a fly fishing adventure tonight. Teens interested in registering for our summer reading workshop and activities can check out the library's website for details. Summer reading is going strong. Next week, the library is excited to host a virtual magic show with Anacortes' own Elliot Hunter. It will be next Wednesday, July 1st at 11 a.m., and registration is required. Families can visit the library's website to sign up, and a Zoom link will be sent via email the day before the show. At the end of the show, Elliot will be teaching aspiring magicians a few magic tricks. The library is grateful to the Kiwanis Club of Anacortes for sponsoring this event. Story times continue in July, as well as additional summer reading programs throughout the summer. So stay tuned online and enjoy our new reading materials. According to the state's Reopening Washington Schools 2020 District Planning Guide, the 2020-21 school year will likely have a split or rotating schedule with distance learning, aspects of either by phases, geography, region, or by grade level, and continuously learning 2.0. We all want to see our students get back into the classroom to engage with the teacher and their fellow students. However, the governor indicated that he must also monitor health data carefully and proceed with caution. If COVID-19 cases have spiked or spread, the state's plan will be subject to change. We welcome Dr. Justin Irish, who on July 1st will become the new superintendent of the Anacortes School District. He has been working with the district staff and the school board to assist with the transition for several months, focusing on planning efforts related to COVID-19. Over the coming months, staff will be planning for what the next school year will look like. The district's plan during this uncertain time will focus on health, safety, and equity. The new superintendent has a master's degree in teaching from Seattle U and a doctorate of education from the University of Washington. He was selected from a large pool of well-qualified applicants. He has demonstrated collaborative leadership qualities, focus on equity and team building, and a commitment to student achievement. We welcome him to Anacortes and to the Anacortes School District. Welcome, Dr. Irish. Looking at global cases, there are 8.8 million. There have been 465,000 deaths from COVID-19. In the United States, we have seen nearly 2.8 million cases and almost 120,000 deaths. In Washington State, we are close to 29,000 cases, and there have been 1,276 deaths. Masks play an important role in slowing the spread of COVID. They are now required to be worn by most employees, and at the city, our staff has been wearing masks for several weeks. Wearing mask covering is an important way to assure customers and employees of local businesses feel safe patronizing your business and secure when they return to work. Island Hospital has tested 1,824 people and currently reports 34 positive cases. The total positive hospitalized cases in Anacortes has been 7, and we've had no deaths. The COVID-19 testing is available at Skagit Valley College Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. This Monday, no new cases were found. That brings us to a total of 485 cases, 419 recoveries, 55 hospitalized, and 15 deaths in the county. Skagit County is looking for volunteers to help with the drive-through testing. Volunteers will be directing traffic, helping register people, helping testing. Shifts are available Monday through Friday, and if you're interested in volunteering, please contact Tina Bobbitt with the Department of Emergency Management at 360-416-1853. 360-416-1853. Well, now I come to the question and answer part of my presentation today. And I have 2 questions. So question number 1, when will we move to phase 3? The county will move to phase 3 after the application is submitted. The application cannot be submitted till after June 26th. And if the county as a whole meets the following metrics, the rates per 100,000 of newly diagnosed cases during the prior 2 weeks must be less than 25. The number of individuals tested for each new case during the prior week must be greater than 50. The percent of individuals testing positive for COVID-19 during the past week must be less than 2%. The percent of licensed bed occupied patients in the county must be less than 80%. The percent of licensed beds occupied by COVID-19 cases must be less than 10%. While we are meeting the standards for the metrics right now, the recent rate of newly diagnosed cases has been concerning. We are not confident that we'll be eligible to apply on Friday. Our county health department is closely monitoring these numbers and will be discussing the steps on Friday. So stay tuned, and I will update you next Wednesday if we haven't heard before. Question number 2. With the governor's new mask order, will the Anacortes Police Department be enforcing the order? And Chief Small answered the question for us today. The Anacortes Police Department continues to focus on education and engagement regarding state orders related to COVID-19. The statewide face covering mandate is a public health and safety measure. It is not a mandate for police to detain, cite, or arrest violators. It is an evidence-based, safety-focused directive meant to slow the spread of a potentially deadly disease. The Anacortes Police Department continues to communicate with and encourage everyone to make safety-focused decisions. Chief Small wants to assure residents that we must trust our residents, our businesses, our elected officials, our health officials, our medical professionals, and during these unique times. These times are shared because of medical vulnerability and the gradual retune of social and economic normalcy. The APD is here to support this community through this public health crisis. Thank you, Chief Small. So in my conclusion today, I want to thank you all for being here. And mid-March seems like a lifetime ago when as we have weathered this virus known as COVID-19, we as human beings are courageous, we're smart, we're creative, we're adaptable, we're compassionate and generous. We have gone from confusion and fear to action and anger, and now resolve and somewhat acceptance of our new normal, living with COVID-19 until there's a vaccine or immunity. Our families are stronger, our businesses have become creative and are making adaptive changes to survive COVID-19. Our government has taken incredible risks with federal funding and stimulus monies to assist individuals and businesses. All government at the county and state level have taken the responsibility to guide us and navigate this virus with directives that very few of us like. But we know we need to do this to flatten the virus and support our individual health and our healthcare providers and our healthcare institutions. We can persevere. Anacortes has fortitude to get through these unprecedented times. We will be stronger and better community, rising for this to be a more incredible place to live and work. As a country and a community, we are also facing head-on systemic racism and social justice. We have started to have community conversations, and our City Council Public Safety Committee has met with our police department and reviewed all policies and operating procedures. We are proud of the work of the Anacortes Police Department, and I can tell you our department does not condone the use of respiratory restraints known as chokeholds or strangleholds. They are banned by our policies, and they have not been allowed for the last 3 decades. We are also a thoughtful community. And last fall, the City Council took time to address inclusion in Anacortes. So in closing today, I want to read to you Resolution 2060 that was passed by your City Council and approved on October 28th, 2019. Resolution 2060. A resolution of the City of Anacortes, Washington, declaring a policy against hatred, intolerance, unlawful discrimination, bullying, and related acts, and supporting the city's goal of being accessible, open, and welcoming city to all. Whereas the City Council and the Mayor of the City of Anacortes, we declare it to be the policy of the city to recognize and respect the rights, the liberties, the safety, the dignity, and well-being of everyone in our community equally. This includes all who live in, work in, and visit our wonderful city. As elected officials, we recognize the following principles as fundamental and true to the values of unity and hospitality found throughout Anacortes. We understand that every person should be measured by the content of their character. The unalienable rights to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness belong to all people equally. We expect all individuals to be treated fairly and to be allowed to live their lives with dignity, free of mistreatment and targeting. While free speech is protected under the First Amendment, we will speak out against and discourage hate speech as contrary to our values. We firmly reject and condemn all acts of racism, hatred, harassment, intimidation, and other forms of bullying, regardless of motive, whether based on race, ethnicity, national origin, immigration status, gender identity, sexual orientation, age, mental or physical ability, economic status, housing status, social status, system of belief, practice of faith, group affiliation, or political persuasion. We believe that the clear, noteworthy spirit of our community as a whole is welcoming and kind and richly diverse and warmly accepting of everyone, locals and visitors alike. We are committed to maintaining Anacortes as a welcoming, safe, and just community for everyone. We will continue to work in cooperation with our community partners to ensure that they're consistent with the law, our services and programs are accessible and open to all individuals. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the City Council and the Mayor of the City of Anacortes, and passed by the City Council and approved by the Mayor on the 28th day of October, 2019. I couldn't be prouder of the council and the work they did on this. It says Anacortes to me. So once again, I thank you for joining me here again today. We've met together for the last 12 weeks. Next week on July 1st, I will devote to our Independence Day. I'm going to share a history of our July 4th celebrations in Anacortes, and I'll share a little bit about our virtual celebrations this year. I will also give a patriotic speech to honor our country and our forefathers. I'll see you then, and have a safe week.